Speaking, 22 people die every day because they cannot get an organ donation in time. Now, however, 79 people do receive their organ donations in time, but more than half of them cannot retain their organs for more than 10 years. Because the body rejects these organs. Around the clock, the body tries to protect itself against anything that can harm it. For instance, bacteria or viruses. This unfortunately includes the donated organ because it's from the outside. Doctors usually solve this problem by prescribing medication that can stop this process. But what if I told you that we could solve this problem and the problem of a shortage of organ donations? What if I told you there was a technology that could help us let those 22 people live on happily? This technology is the 3D printer. What is it? Well, a 3D printer, to put it rather bluntly, is a printer that prints 3D objects. It basically works by taking a long string of plastic, melting it, and then molding it into the shape that we want. Imagine you're trying to build a brick house. First, you start with a foundation. You lay stone and cement until you get the foundation, and then you build the four walls around it by putting layer upon layer of brick and cement, one on top of another, one on top of another, until you get a house. That is how a 3D printer works. It places layer upon layer of plastic until it gets the object that we want. But why is this relevant to our previous subject? Because what if I told you that instead of plastic, we put actual living cells, actual human tissue, flesh and blood, into the 3D printer and then print actual organs? 2 years ago, a university in New Jersey managed to successfully print a human ear from flesh and blood. And they are now currently underway of actually 3D printing whole organs. For instance, hearts, livers. They do this by taking healthy tissue, healthy samples from the patient, this is important by the way, and then growing it in a lab, placing it into a printer, and then just programming it to actually just print an organ. Now, why was the previous part I said important? Because it came from the patient originally, it's not foreign. You put it in, the body doesn't destroy it because it identifies it as its own heart. Now, it sounds very simple. Just have a heart disease, 3D print a heart. Have liver damage, just 3D print a liver. But unfortunately, this technology is still in its infancy. It is still a prototype. And like any other prototype, it comes with its fair share of problems. But with further funding and further time, we can hopefully develop this technology further. But this is just a beginning. The pharmaceutical company L'Oreal is actually developing a 3D printer capable of printing grown skin directly onto burn victims. But the potential is still limitless. This technology has been in development since the 1980s, but we are just now discovering its potential in both engineering and the field of medicine. So I believe that this technology can help us save more lives. Thank you very much.